Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video today. I am doing my Munich series. So I have another 6x8 pocket page layout here. This is a single page. But before I start the page, here's an interesting thing about how I'm trying to scrap this vacation. So on this trip, I flew into Munich, spent the entire first day there. Then day 2, my friend and I actually left and we went to Austria. Then we went to the Czech Republic. Then at the end of our trip, we came back to Munich and spent another day and a half and then flew home. So my time in Munich is split. And I'm trying to decide, this is the last layout I have for day 1 in Munich. So I'm trying to decide, do I just continue on with Munich and get all of those done? Or do I stop here, go on to Austria because that's the next place I went, and then circle back around to Munich and finish out the last half later? I don't know. I'm enjoying working on Munich, so I don't know. But after this layout, I'm going to have to figure that out. With that said, this is what I have today. I have my stuff picked out. This is one photo. I just chopped it in half so that it would fit in these pockets here. I have a card picked out, and then I have a scene from the train station because we used train travel the whole time we were there. So we took a train from Munich down to Salzburg, Austria. So looking at this, right away I notice on this card, it says ocean over here. I don't like that. So I'm probably going to have to cover up that side with something. I realize there's a little boat and it's supposed to look like a nautical map or something. And actually that doesn't bother me so much, but for some reason this bothers me. So I'm probably going to have to cover that up with something. And then these photos they have a lot of dead space. So I could do something here, here, down at the bottom here on the walkway, up at the top of the ceiling. So I have lots of space to work with. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm considering maybe stamping directly on one of the photos here. I definitely need some embellishment type things to take up some space. So that's where I'm starting today. When I went into my stash, I found this little item. And it's the perfect color. It matches with that. However, it's a little too big. No matter how I've tried to fit it here, it covers up almost a little too much. So I think what I may do, well, there, it's not so bad there. But I think I like it down here because this already has some gold in it, whereas this doesn't really. Tiny little bit right there. So I think I may trim it down to make it a little bit more narrow, and I can always cut off this edge if I don't really need it and fit it either top or bottom on this photo. I've cut down the ticket here. I cut off this end actually. This is what was on there previously, so I just took that off completely, left the little dotted line there because I like it, and then it matches this end, and I did make it narrower, and I think I'm going to put it down here, put in a little mini staple there, and probably just trim off a slight bit of the edge. But then that takes up kind of this dead space of the track and walking here. So I think that works. It brings out a little bit of the gold there since it's in there, which helps. I still think it's boring up here. So I may have to find something for this corner as well, some little doodad embellishment or something. But for now, I'm going to start with this. So I pulled out all of my travel phrases. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I have all these phrase labels here, and I sort them into 3 color groups. And I pulled out the black, white, gray, brown section here to find something. There's lots of brown and gray in here, a little bit of black here, so I figured that would probably work okay. And I decided to pull this one, Wanderlust, a strong desire to travel. That is true. So I can put that one up here. I'll probably cut off the end just a tad there because I don't want it running totally across the entire photo. So I have that. And then I pulled out these stickers from Pretty Little Studio. And they're the exact same set. I love them so much. I bought a second one. And on here, in that same gold color, it says passport. And we didn't actually have to show our passport on this particular leg of our journey, but we were crossing countries. We were going from Germany into Austria. So we did have our passport at the ready, should we have needed to show it. So I think I'm going to put that right underneath here. For the next part of this layout, I pulled out a couple of things that I found. First is this blue chipboard geotag. I love geotags. in all formats, sizes, colors, whatever. So I have lots of those. So I think I'm going to put that one there. It's not a perfect blue match, but I think it's close enough. And then for this card, when I was trying to cover up that word that says ocean, I have a bunch of these map labels. You can see them sitting here. They're all type of vintage looking map type things along the edge. These are from the Reset Girl. You buy them as a digital file and you just print them at home. And so I bought these knowing I travel so much, I'll use them eventually. Well, I pulled out this one. It's kind of got a gray tone to it all the way around, which works well with this and the black and the gray here. And I think I'm going to attach it vertically sideways like this here and cover that up. I'll stamp something there, I don't know what yet, and then I'll clip off the rest. And I will probably stamp in black just because it will help bring in some of that black and gray that I already have. And I still think I need to do something here, but for now I'll just deal with this label. I have picked out what I want to stamp in here, and I am using this set. It's by Christine Heron. She owns Everyday Explorers, and a lot of what she makes is travel. So I'm going to use this one that says Next Stop. However, I don't like the banner look of it for what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to take a marker and just ink the part that says Next Stop, and then I'll put that in there. When I stamp this, I used a black marker to get the ink on the stamp, and it was a tight spot because there is a border around it, and you can see, hopefully the camera's showing, I did catch little bits of the edge around there, but I think it makes it look kind of weathered and gritty, so I'm not going to restamp it. I like it, so I'm going to leave it that way, and I will just apply this as is. Since I am going to cut off part of it, I do not want to get adhesive all the way on the top edge. So I want to make sure I cover up the part that I don't like. So right about like so. And then I will trim off the excess here that I don't need. There we go. Yes, I like that. All right, and then I will just put in a little staple right in the middle. There, and now I have fixed that problem that I didn't like under there. I'll do my journaling off camera later, but I still need to attach the geotag and then figure out what I'm going to do right here. When I was off camera, I cleaned up my desk a little bit. I was getting a lot of stuff on here. So now I have a little bit more room to work with again. I also put on the geotag, and you can see I got a little excess glue there, but that's okay because I use this one and it goes on white but dries clear. So it won't show once it's dry. Whoops, I have also decided that I am going to stamp on this photo. And I'm not just going to stamp on it. I'm going to stamp on it in Brilliance ink. If you've never used these, I have the Moonlight White. From this brand, I also have a gold one. I love it, but I just don't tend to use it as often. I did the stamping on the photo and I used this set. It's from Allie Edwards. It doesn't say that, but I know it's her because I recognize the writing. It's a travel set, and I liked this one that says See the World because it's a bold and filled alphabet. So when I stamp it, the white's really going to come out. Now, the only problem is that when I stamped this, I forgot there was some weird elements in the background there. And when I stamped on it, it made it look as if I made a mistake, even though I didn't. It's just, this is what's in the background. So I'm going to restamp and place the stamp a little bit differently so that I won't have it looking like I made an error. So a couple of things happened off camera. I was waiting for my photo to print and I wanted it to have sufficient time to dry, so I decided I would just do my journaling. So I did that. Well, when I got done, because this last bit was right here, it seemed to draw attention to that little boat that was there. And so I thought, nope, I'm going to cover it up after all. So I just used this little puffy triangle that was in a matching color, and I figured it mimicked the sign here. And this is where I got it. These are from Gossamer Blue. Sadly, they are no longer in business, but maybe you could find them on eBay or something if you like these. But I just thought that was the perfect solution for me to cover up that little thing that I didn't like. And then after I had reprinted, I stamped on the photo. I moved it over so I didn't have this white stuff here in the background interfering with it, and now it looks perfect. And one thing I wanted to say too is normally if I'm doing a large batch of photos, I send them to Snapfish and I just print that way. It's easier. But when I need to print at home in a pinch, as just happened, this is what I use. I use the Photo Paper Plus Glossy 2 from Canon. I do have a Canon Pixma printer, and it seems to work the best, probably because it's Canon brand. They're made to go together. And I just buy this on Amazon, and it's reasonably priced. So if you are looking for a good solution for printing at home, this is a great one. Comes already in 4x6. You don't have to cut anything. It's lovely. So now that that other part is done, I will put that in the page protector here. And this one's finished. So there you go. That's my last one for the first part of Munich, and then I'll have to decide, do I want to continue on with Munich or move on to Salzburg? We shall see. Thanks for watching.